What happens if you give an AI one detailed prompt and ask it to build a genuinely stylish website? Today I'm testing Lovable to see whether it can create something real or just another polished-looking mess. So this is Lovable's homepage. At first glance, the idea is simple. You describe a product, website, or app in plain English, and Lovable generates it for you. That already sounds good in theory, but most AI builders fall apart in the same place. They can generate something, but that something usually looks generic, cluttered, or half-broken. What I want to test is whether Lovable can handle taste, structure, restraint, and visual consistency, not just raw generation speed. Another reason this tool is interesting is that it has a free plan, so you can actually test it without committing right away. According to Lovable's pricing and docs, the free plan gives you daily credits, capped monthly, which is enough for trying ideas and building a demo project like this one. That matters, because if a tool wants money before it proves anything, it's already a weaker pitch for most people watching this. So let's log in and build something from scratch. Now I'm inside the dashboard, and this is where the quality of the prompt starts to matter. Lovable's own prompting docs say the best results come when you plan before prompting, build by component, use real content, and give clear design direction instead of vague fluff. So instead of typing something lazy like, "Make me a cool retro website," I'm going to give it a very structured prompt with layout rules, visual style, copy direction, UX expectations, and constraints. That's usually the difference between getting AI sludge and getting something surprisingly usable. Here's the prompt I'm using. The goal is to generate a cinematic landing page with a retro-futurist, mysterious 70s/80s feel, but still minimal, readable, responsive, and modern in its UX. So I'm not asking for visual chaos. I want strong atmosphere, but controlled atmosphere. I want a site that feels premium, art-directed, and distinct, without becoming hard to read or annoying to use. All right, let's see what Lovable does with this. This is the most important moment in the test, because the first generation tells you a lot. If the first draft already has decent hierarchy, spacing, typography, and a coherent mood, that's a strong sign. If it comes out messy, over-decorated, or random, then it means the tool still needs too much babysitting. Okay, first impression. The overall direction is actually promising. It has the right mood, the structure is understandable, and it feels like Lovable did pick up the retro art direction instead of giving me a default startup landing page. What I'm looking at immediately is the hero section, the typography, the amount of visual noise, the spacing between sections, and whether the site feels designed or merely assembled. Because a lot of AI-generated pages technically contain all the right parts, but they still don't feel intentional. The hero section is the first place where these tools either win or lose. If the headline is weak, the layout is awkward, or the call to action is unclear, the whole page already feels fake. Here, I want the hero to feel cinematic and mysterious, but still commercially sharp. It needs one clear headline, one supporting paragraph, and one obvious primary action. No clutter, no 5-button madness, no wall of text. Minimal is hard, because minimal only works when every single choice is doing real work. Now I'm scrolling through the rest of the page. This is where AI builders often start losing discipline. The hero might look okay, but lower on the page they begin adding too many cards, too many gradients, too many icons, too much filler copy, and suddenly the site turns into a visual landfill. So what I want here is a clean landing page flow. Hero, value proposition, selected features, experience section, social proof or credibility, and a final CTA. That's enough. Anything extra has to earn its place. The first thing I want to refine is the restraint. I want slightly more polish, stronger typography, and less visual clutter. So I'm going to ask Lovable to simplify the page, tighten the spacing logic, reduce decorative elements, and make the interface feel more premium. This is also a good test of whether the tool can take direction iteratively, not just generate once and then become stubborn. Okay, this is much closer to what I wanted. Lovable toned down the clutter, kept the retro direction, and made the whole thing feel more premium without losing usability. That's probably the most important part so far. It shows the tool can take refinement, not just produce a flashy first draft. What makes this more useful is that it's not just for making one pretty homepage. Once you have a strong first direction, a tool like this can help with a lot more than just the initial concept. You can use it to explore different landing page angles, test alternate brand styles, rebuild sections without starting over, refine copy, adjust structure, and quickly compare completely different visual directions for the same product. That's where something like Lovable becomes genuinely practical. Not because it replaces real design work, but because it speeds up the messy early phase, when you're still figuring out what the site should look like, how it should feel, and which direction is actually worth developing further. At the same time, this is also where the limitations become obvious. You still need taste. You still need judgment. You still need to know when a section is too busy, when the hierarchy is weak, when the copy feels generic, or when the design is trying too hard. So the value here is not AI does everything for you. The value is that it gets you to a strong draft much faster than staring at a blank canvas. And if you already have a clear idea in your head, that speed becomes a real advantage. So, final verdict. Lovable is genuinely interesting. It's not magic, and it's definitely not a replacement for design judgment. But for rapid concept generation, landing page exploration, visual direction testing, and building a stylish first draft fast, it's much stronger than a lot of generic AI builders. The real lesson here is that the tool matters less than the prompt. If you give it a lazy prompt, you'll probably get a lazy website. If you give it structure, hierarchy, constraints, and a clear design language, the output gets much better. And that's exactly why this test was worth doing. If you want, in the next video I can take this same project further and see whether Lovable can turn it from a cool concept into something closer to a real launch-ready website. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, because I'll be testing more AI tools like this and showing what they can actually do, not just what the landing page promises. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.